All right, so coming into the end of the year here, we're looking at some planning things and things we need to be doing going into next year. Now the sale's been delayed until at least January 31st. So if you typically contribute and hit the plan maximums, which for next year they're getting increased. If you're under 50, 22,500 is how much you're allowed to contribute. Over 50, it's all the way up to $30,000. So if you're close or you're going to become close next year and getting to those limits, you need to pay attention on how you're contributing, because the way BP does the match and the way Synovus does the match are not anywhere near the same. If you hit your maximum before year end, all the literature that we've seen thus far, Synovus is done contributing. So imagine hitting the maximum in, say, September or October. You're missing the rest of the match at 13 or 14% from Synovus for the remainder of the year. So you have to look at your specific situation. We'll be calling everybody that's working at BP here next week, because your pay cycle is done on the 18th, and then that changes. You need to look at lowering what you're putting in for January on just your pre-tax or your Roth, okay? Because anything into after-tax doesn't have any effect on the plan limits. So that you're at 7%, getting the most out of BP for January and leaving the most room to get the most out of Synovus for the remainder of the year. Again, now, these are specific situations for every person individually. You're going to be getting a call from me or someone on the team. Everybody will next week, so we can walk through this and make sure you're set up right going into the new year before the sale and transition is done. So look forward to hearing from us. We'll be reaching out next week. We've got to wait till after the 18th so the pay cycle's done, so we don't mess up anything else that you've already done for this year. But we want to make sure that we get this exactly right. We'll know how we manage it going forward once we see a full plan summary from Synovus and see how Vanguard is going to let you contribute to the plan going forward. So more to come. Be looking for calls from S&D Capital next week so we can monitor and get you set up properly going into next year.